As preparations for a new kind of school year continue, hear from one local superintendent about how they are trying to make the transition as smooth as possible. Nearly 1 month after reopening, an Eastern Kentucky coffee shop closes its doors again as COVID-19 cases around them increase.
We're looking at another gorgeous Friday in store, but by the time we get into the weekend, we'll start to bring back more scattered showers and thunderstorms. I'll have a look at that weekend forecast right now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. As Governor Beshear laid out 5 key areas for schools to consider as they craft reopening plans, Floyd County schools received their survey results this week from parents and teachers as to what they would prefer the upcoming school year to look like. WYMT's Lacey Roberts spoke with Floyd County School Superintendent and has those details.
Kentucky's 650,000 public school students will be required to wear masks, have their temperatures checked, and keep their distance away from peers in order to safely return to class this fall.
We're trying to hammer down an exact number of how many students we're looking at.
Danny Atkins is the superintendent of Floyd County Schools.
With 16 or 17 kids in a classroom and masks, we should be okay.
A survey released to parents and staff earlier this month gave parents 2 options.
We want to allow parents to choose. You can choose the in-person classes or you can choose the online program. That way we're not mandating anybody go back either way.
But what if your student decides they want to go to school or begin online learning?
That's going to be the beauty of the thing, is it's going to be extremely flexible. You can make that decision at any time throughout the school year.
Where a normal school week of 5 days will now be limited to 4.
Because we will have to have that 1 day a week for our staff to plan for our virtual and online learning. Even with students that may not have access to Wi-Fi, we should be able to offer these recorded lessons from teachers through a jump drive.
And while the focus may seem to be on high school education, middle school and elementary school students are on school officials' minds.
Our children are not having the opportunity to interact or socialize with their peers and even adults outside the family.
A piece important to development at that age.
There's not a right answer, but what our goal in Floyd County is to do what's best, and not just Floyd County, but across the state. Educators want what's best for kids.
In Floyd County, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Adkins says a start date of September 8th is in the works, and he will know for sure in the upcoming weeks. Governor Beshear is calling on Kentuckians to continue following guidelines to prevent a spike in COVID-19. The governor announced 280 new cases today. That brings Kentucky's total up to 14,617. But we've lost 546 Kentuckians to the virus. That includes 8 more today who have died since yesterday. And as of today, more than 3,700 have recovered. Governor Beshear announced several weeks ago pools can reopen on Monday, but many are choosing to stay closed through the summer. However, in Williamsburg, Kentucky Splash is preparing to open next week. WYMT's Emily Bennett talked to officials about the impact this water park has on the town.
Kentucky Splash Water Park and Campground has become one of Williamsburg's top attractions. And on July 1st, people will be able to file through these doors for a day of fun once again. The park will only be at 50% capacity, and a disinfectant company will be routinely cleaning around the park. Sanitation areas will be available throughout, and people will be asked to stay 6 feet away from those who are not family. Masks will be available, but not required. The concession area will also be open. The park is Williamsburg's main source of tourism and brings in $3 million to the economy each summer.
The thought of not opening this year was really a sad thing for us. But we're going to make the most of it, and now that we're going to get open, and everybody's scurrying around now to try to put it together, and so I think we'll be okay.
A $7 million expansion project for the facility was supposed to begin this year, but being closed for nearly half their season has put that plan on hold. In Williamsburg, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
Saw that sunshine again today, and we're going to continue to see that heading into your Friday. Get out this evening and enjoy it. It is gorgeous out there. We'll take you up to that camera over into Wise along that UVA Wise camera. You can see that mixture of kind of sun and clouds throughout the day, those beautiful white puffy clouds, but plenty of sunshine throughout the mountains. Looking along US 119, US 23 in Jenkins, plenty of sunshine over there. We've remained on that dry side, and that trend will continue at least for the next day or so. Lower 80s though for a lot of us right now. 81 in Moorhead, 80 in Prestonsburg, a little bit cooler in Wise at 77 degrees, 79 in Somerset, a nice warm 83 down into Middlesboro in Bell County. Now for tonight, we'll mostly drop it to about the lower 60s. We'll see those mostly clear skies, few clouds here and there, but overall we're looking pretty clear tonight. Some spots might even drop into the upper 50s. More sunshine's in store though for your Friday. We'll continue to kind of see warmer temperatures tomorrow and as we head into the weekend. Those soggy conditions also return by the end of your weekend. I'll have more details on that coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you very much, Paige. In Harlan County, the majority of their active COVID-19 cases are in the Tri-Cities area. As a result, Lamphouse Coffee, a Lynch staple, is closing its doors for 2 weeks. WYMT's Will Puckett has more.
Towards the end of May, Lamphouse Coffee opened back up to in-person traffic.
We had pretty good business. We've stayed steady, and God has provided, and we've paid all our bills, so that's all you can ask for.
Even with the restored business, managing directors Sissy and Eric Rutherford are navigating a 60% drop in business from last year.
No, I thought it was over. In fact, the week before, I declared it over. I said, COVID's over, I'm done with it, and then it wasn't. So.
With many of the cases in Harlan County centralizing in the Tri-Cities, Sissy and Eric made a tough decision.
It was a couple-day discussion. Once we heard about the person dying, and then a couple more tested positive.
On Tuesday, the husband and wife duo decided to close shop for 2 weeks in hope that after the 4th of July, this wave will be gone.
Financially wasn't the big thing. It was, once again, having to tell somebody they had to go home, and the responsibility to the community. Because personally, I'm not afraid of COVID. I'm afraid to give it to you or to my grandma.
When they return, whether it be to curbside or in-person service, they hope to return to their mission of being a gathering place, a place of employment, and a coffee shop. In Lynch, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
If all goes as planned, they will be back open Tuesday, July 7th. This week, the fast food chain Cookout opened a restaurant in Williamsburg. The chain has just 8 restaurants in Kentucky. Cookout had bought some property in Williamsburg in 2014 to put in a restaurant, but switched gears and bought the Crystals building across from Walmart late last year. They completed renovations in less than a month, and they are now open from 10 a.m. until 11 p.m., offering a pickup window and drive-through only.
It just means a lot to everybody. It gives you a sense of pride in your community to the people who live here, that people want to come here and start a business, and for them to come and start a business is obviously a boost.
Mayor Roddy Harrison says the lines are long, but the wait for food is not, as they have a streamlined process. There has been a national call for justice in the shooting death of Brianna Taylor in Louisville, and that movement continued today in Frankfort. Hundreds of people filled the steps at the Capitol calling for justice, and they are calling on elected leaders to take action. Chelsea Jones was in Frankfort. She explains the frustration so many of these activists are feeling.
Prosecute the police! Chants outside the Kentucky State Capitol. It's been over 100 days since Brianna Taylor died after 3 officers issued a no-knock warrant at her apartment. The fact that they have not been charged is why people say they were here.
But I came here to do business, and we're going to talk about that business.
A long list of celebrities out showing their support, including Jada Pinkett Smith, MC Lyte, and Common.
I stand up for black women because it was a black woman who told me to say her name. Say her name. Say her name.
State Representative Attica Scott had tough words for Kentucky politicians.
We are here to send a strong and loud message to the Attorney General to move swiftly or get out the way. To Governor Beshear, you better not ever send the State Police or National Guard to Louisville, Kentucky ever again.
State Representative Charles Booker saying no-knock warrants must end. The focus on bringing justice for Brianna's family.
Mr. Crump, what message do you have for the Attorney General right now?
I think that Tamika Palmer said it best. Do your job. I mean, we cannot allow these officers to escape accountability.
The families of Ahmaud Arbery, Tatiana Jefferson, and so many others affected by police brutality.
I hope to see some type of bill, some type of policy.
At the Capitol, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
Back here closer to home yesterday, federal agents raided 3 pharmacies in our area. Officials with the Drug Enforcement Administration tell us they executed search warrants at Plaza Drug of London, Parkway Pharmacy in Barberville, and Stephanie's Down Home Pharmacy in Corbin. Court documents say Barberville City Councilman Calvin Manus was arrested on drug charges. His Facebook page says he is the owner of Parkway Pharmacy. We do not know what led up to the search warrants. We now know the name of a man killed in Perry County earlier this week. Kentucky State Police say 68-year-old Teddy Feltner was found shot inside his car. He was in a driveway outside his burned home on Big Willard Road. Investigators are still trying to figure out what led up to the shooting and fire. If you have any information, you're asked to call Kentucky State Police at 606-435-6069.
We'll see that sunshine continue Friday, but soggy weather moves in by the time we get into your Sunday. I'll have that weekend forecast coming up.
And summer vacations posing a risk for the spread of COVID-19. One travel advisory coming out today from Kentucky's health leaders.